Welcome, my name is Worsham and I am a licensed clinical social worker and certified family trauma professional. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Mind Over Matter.
Mind over matter, a key to a beautiful life, a key to a beautiful life. No stress, no trauma for me. In my days I will be free. I'll have a key to my beautiful life. I'll have the key to my beautiful
The human stress response system is also known as the autonomic nervous system, and it is responsible for our major systems such as our immune system, our respiratory system, our reproductive system, and so many other important functions. Number one, recognize that anything that compromises what your beliefs are, anything that compromises what you want, something you care about, or something that you believe in, it is going to create an activation of the stress response system. The stress response system, or the autonomic nervous system, has two branches: the sympathetic system or the parasympathetic system, also known as fight and flight or freeze and fawn. What we're going to learn today is how to recognize when we are in either one of these situations so that we're able to bring ourselves back to our grounded point so that we can become the best person that we want to be and make the best decisions that we want for our lives. So let's begin with the sympathetic system, because more often than not, our fight and flight responses are our first go-to. Whenever we experience a situation and our brain perceives that we can change it or control it, we will go into a fight or flight response. Some of these responses look like irritability, anger, verbal aggression, racing thoughts. Sometimes we might have a belly ache, joint pains, we may find our hands trembling, migraines, insomnia. These are all some examples of the fight response. The flight response, similarly, is included in the sympathetic system, but it has more of an avoidance type of strategy. So anytime our brain says that, you know what, I'm not going to be able to deal with this, it may try to avoid things. Some examples may include procrastination, denial, minimizing the impact of things such as emotions or our behaviors. These stress responses can show up emotionally, behaviorally, within our relationships, or as thoughts. But remember, it is purposeful. All stress responses are there to help you survive. They are the reason why you have survived everything you've survived already. But recognizing these stress responses makes sure that the chronic activation does not prohibit you from being able to be your best self and have a fulfilling life and experiencing joy and peace. I want to give you another really basic example of what the stress responses may look like. Let's pretend, for example, a tiger came into this room right now. Depending on how close the tiger is to me, my brain is going to decide either I can fight it off by picking up this table and knocking it over the head, or I'm going to run away by running down the hallway and maybe closing the door to the bathroom to my left. That would be the fight and flight responses. On the contrary, if my brain decides that, oh no, I won't be able to get away from this tiger, I may end up going into a freeze or fawn response where I literally freeze right where I am and cannot move.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
This is what the stress response system looks like and why it has been created in the very first place, to help us fight off threats. Unfortunately, threats can be real or perceived, and they aren't always outside of us. Our minds and our emotions can also be perceived as stress or threats and cause the activation of the stress response system. So, by recognizing when you are stressed out and when you're experiencing a fight or flight response or a freeze or fawn response, you are better able to practice mind over matter. Thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Worsham and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and certified family trauma professional. I am so grateful to be able to share this information with you today. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss out on the coming Mind Over Matter episodes.
My